How's it going, guys? My name's Chris,
And my name is Ben.
and we are Borderline FPL Podcast. This is our first episode ever, so the quality will only get better from here. We're gonna put some time and effort into it, but we gotta start somewhere. We gotta put something out, so we're gonna head and start in here. So the explanation behind Borderline FPL is it's definitely a FPL related podcast. We're gonna center our conversation around that majority of the time, but we don't want it to just be FPL. It'll be a lot of different Premier League opinions, predictions. Just talks about the Prem in general. We are both Arsenal fans, so there will be some fandom. He's already got his shirt on. You love to see it. There'll be some good banter there. Who knows how our season will go, but we'll get into that later. Um, Ben, do you want to start off by just saying a little bit about what you do and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff?
So I work in sports. Specifically right now, I freelance for NBC Sports. So I work with them on the Premier League. I've been doing player notes for Arlo White for his commentary for about a year now. I also help with research packets that go to the talent just in the studio, the Rebecca Lowe's, the Robbies, all that stuff. And then this past summer, I wrote player notes and just team notes more in general for Lee Dixon for the Euros. So I'm a huge nerd. I'm a huge soccer guy, big stats guy, follow it pretty in depth. Chris knows way more about the FPL than I do. This is my first very serious FPL season. He's been doing it for quite some time, but hopefully we have a good cross of knowledge to where we sound like we know what we're talking about on here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like you said, I've been taking FPL pretty seriously the last 2 years now. I really enjoy it. It's like a fun little mix between Premier League and just like gambling and knowledge and fantasy. All fun, and I love the format of it as well. So I'll probably lead some talks around FPL related stuff, prices and stuff like that. Ben definitely knows what's going on, but he's definitely still getting into the mix. But he is the go-to guy for gameplay, for tactics, for stats later on probably. We'll talk about just eye test related things if we watched the game, because I think a lot of the times just eye test of watching what players were doing what in games is even better than sometimes statistics, just for Premier League and FPL related purposes. But we're going to start off by just having a little bit of fun. We're going to get into some predictions. We'll go through who each of we think our top four will be. Or actually, let's do top six, Ben.
Top
Um,
six? Okay,
yep.
bet.
And then we'll do bottom three, who we think is going to get relegated this season. We'll do a golden boot prediction and a golden glove prediction, and we'll go from there. Then we'll get into our FPL drafts at the moment. They're subject to change.
Oh,
This
mine's
is
changing.
Yeah.
There's no subject there. Mine's changing. I'm literally gonna
I'm
once
pretty
we get
set
off.
on mine at the moment, but who knows? Maybe a Lukaku transfer. Maybe we
Oh,
got to
I
see
like
what
that.
his price comes into. So we'll get into that, and just kind of talk you guys through what our thoughts are right now. Definitely subject to change within the next it starts 4 days. We're the first
Yeah,
kickoff on
Friday.
Friday, aren't
Friday,
we?
August 13th, Arsenal versus Brentford.
Yep. Yep. So that'll
Oh
be
man,
fun.
cannot
And
wait to
then
be
we will
sad
just
again.
talk about some of our favorite matchups for game week 1, maybe go into game week 2 to 3 as well. Um, and then we will do our head-to-head FPL player pick of the week. And this is going to work like I will pick a player that I think will score the best this week, and he will pick the player that he thinks will score the best this week. The stipulation is you can only pick this player once in the entire season. So if I pick Salah this week, I cannot pick Salah the rest of the rest of the year. So we got to keep track of that, and we'll go like that and see who gets the most points at the end of the season. It'll be a fun little thing, and then we'll just kind of wrap it up from there. But to start off, let's get into some top six predictions, Ben.
All right, top six. I mean, you want to start at the top or you want to start at six? What do you want to do?
Up to you,
Let's
bro.
start. I'm gonna start at the top because
Okay.
it's too difficult to not pick City.
Yeah.
Come on. It's I
Yeah.
don't know if you're not picking City. Like I respect that. I love that for you. But
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Like they're too good. They're defending champions. They're only getting better. There's still the rumors of Kane. There's still
Absolutely.
the rumors. I mean, they just got Grealish. I don't I don't know what more you could want in a team. I saw a picture the other day of their starting 11 and their backup 11, and I genuinely would say their backup 11 would probably finish top four.
100%.
It's
100%.
it's genuinely ridiculous,
Yeah.
like
It's
genuinely.
It makes
Are
me
you?
sick. It makes me sick as an Arsenal fan, but you're right.
Oh, it's gross. Are you on City number one too, or you want me to go
I
my six and then you
I
go your
I'll go.
six?
You go your six, and then I'll go. But I
Okay.
will say yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So,
Number two, this is one I've been debating a little bit, going back and forth between two teams, but
mm-hmm.
it doesn't help that Robertson got injured recently. So, and like I believe he was like the tied for the second most assists in the Premier League last year or something
Yeah.
ridiculous. His work rate, everything is a great player. Partially because of that, partially because I haven't seen much activity for them. I'm going to avoid Liverpool at number two. I'm going to go with Man United.
Okay.
I
Interesting.
think Man United might be having the best transfer window of any team so far.
Mm.
They need to work on outgoings. They have a lot of deadwood who doesn't. It's a tough market to sell in, but
Deadwood or Greenwood, bro?
dude, I don't know. But
Diddles.
like Sancho, Varane, like they're getting good.
Yeah.
They're getting really good. And there's still the rumors of Trippier at right back, although Juan Bissaka's a robot, never gets hurt, and is
Yeah.
one of the best defending right backs in the league. Trippier, obviously, better attacking, but they can hold on to Pogba. I know he's in the last year of his deal, but it seems like it's kind of a one last dance scenario before he walks off to Madrid, Barca,
Yeah.
PSG, whoever wants him. I like United. I think
Okay.
United are scary this year.
So the
Ole's been,
Manchester boys up top for the 1 and 2 for you. Okay. Fair enough.
yeah. And then this is another one. So I mentioned I was thinking about Liverpool at two, but with the injuries, Robertson's out for a while and they haven't done much on the transfer market. I'm gonna push Liverpool down to four and put Chelsea at three.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Chelsea at three. Lukaku's coming in. Tuchel's going to play that five at the back system. They're not going to concede many goals. They're not losing any key players, to my
Yeah.
knowledge.
That's
And
true.
if I'm missing something, let me know. I don't believe they've lost anyone that's crucial to their
I mean, I
team at
think they may
all.
be selling Zuma, but he wasn't even starting
Yeah,
for them at the end of the season last year.
which
So,
is wild to me because he was the leading goal scorer for center backs in the league last year. And
dude,
then Tuchel's
it
just like, nah, never mind.
makes no
Sorry.
sense. I don't know.
I
I
don't get
mean,
it.
Tuchel loves Rudiger, so it is what it
He
is.
does. He loves Rudiger, but I think if Zuma goes somewhere else, that's another great person you could look at for FPL.
Yeah,
Honestly, if you want a goal scoring center back, Zuma's that guy. He bullies people on corners.
for sure.
But I'm going to go with Chelsea. I think they're going to play their five at the back system again. I think it's going to be effective.
Okay.
I know it's going to be effective. And then you're adding Lukaku, who can actually hit the target, unlike that German they brought in last year. So, um,
Oh, getting into
obviously,
the Werner slate.
I also Werner slander is not only appreciated, it is needed these days. Like,
Okay,
dude, my
okay.
man couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
Golly.
So yeah, he's not touching my team in FPL. But I think Havertz is gonna come into his own. We saw shades of that, obviously scoring in the Champions League final last year.
Yeah,
Um, fourth place, I'm going Liverpool. Van Dijk is healthy. I feel like like everyone just forgets how good he was for Liverpool because he had
yeah,
the whole season off, and everyone's like, "Oh, Liverpool defensive." Van Dijk will change this team.
yeah.
Period.
Hopefully he
No
comes
ifs,
back
ands, or
well,
buts.
so
Yeah,
we'll
if
have to
he
see.
comes back healthy, no ifs, ands, or buts. He might get a slow start recatching, but game week 5, 6, when Van Dijk is back and going, it's a different Liverpool team.
Yeah.
Um, fifth place. Fifth place, I'm gonna go. Jeez, this is where it's tough. I'm
It
not
is.
putting Spurs. I'm not putting Spurs in my top six. I'm not. I'm just not
I
doing
mean,
it.
you don't have to.
I'm not. I'm
I'm not
not
gonna
going
make
to.
you.
Not even because I'm an Arsenal fan. I genuinely think that Nuno was a bad appointment.
Okay.
Um, fifth place, I'm going to go with Leicester.
Mhm.
I'm going to go Leicester. And sixth place, I'm going to go Arsenal.
Okay.
I like what Leicester's been doing in the market. I think that defensive midfielder they signed from Lille, Soumare, pardon me if I'm saying his name wrong.
Mhm.
I think that he's going to be brilliant. I
Yeah.
think that him and Ndidi, if they play with two DMs, are going to be brilliant. I think he's going to be someone that 2, 3 years down the line, Chelsea, United, City are going to be looking at to buy for 60 million. And
Yeah.
honestly, I was hoping Arsenal would go get him, but we didn't.
Number one thing I'm on the lookout for Leicester for FPL related wise is Iheanacho was brilliant towards the end of the
Oh,
season last year.
it's on
But it
fire.
looks like from preseason so far he hasn't gotten a single start with the new signing Daka, that
Daka,
striker that
yeah,
they got.
coming in, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see, is Daka starting regularly? Is Iheanacho, is Kelechi, is he starting regularly? Are neither of them starting regularly? Are they playing like a
Yeah.
four three
Is
three with
Vardy.
Vardy and Barnes? So that'll be interesting to see for sure.
They have a weird formation. Also, Vardy is not a young boy. He's what, 34, 35 now?
Yeah,
So
34, I think.
I believe he's 34. Yeah. So how many minutes is he going to get? Is he going to go 90 minutes? If they get a late minute penalty, who takes that?
Yeah,
Because obviously Vardy's their designated. I believe Tielemans is their backup penalty taker. He had a
yeah,
brilliant season last year.
yeah,
So Leicester's a very interesting case in terms of FPL, but in terms of talent, it's there.
yeah,
And then maybe a little hopeful, but I'm going Arsenal at six. I think
yeah.
that we need to sell, we need to buy, but we have 3 weeks left. I like the assigning of Ben White. Everyone's going to say, "Oh, 50 million," and Varane was only 40, and look at
Yeah,
the difference of what they've done in their careers. Well, there's an English tax. White is much younger. Real Madrid had 1 year left on Varane's deal. Brighton, White just signed a new deal. They did not need to sell.
right.
I think he's a very great David Luiz replacement. I think he's obviously better than David Luiz, but in terms of his ball playing ability, he can do it all. He
Yep,
looks to be a top center back. So hopefully he comes in. And then the only question for Arsenal is who's going to be that attacking midfielder. Are they going to go get a Madison? Are they going to bring back an Odegaard? Are they going to look elsewhere for something else that I don't even know about? But
right.
we'll see. But those are my top six.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's pretty similar. Mine's a bit different. So I mean, we already went over City.
Yeah,
Their, I mean, their depth is just unreal. They, unlike any other team, can just switch out players, and it's almost like meaningless. It's just still S tier, like players just
mm-hmm.
consistently. Um, Going into City, they did just sign Grealish. He didn't play a whole lot in the Euros. He usually was coming off the bench, but he still looked sharp when he came on. And we'll have to see. Is Kane gonna happen? Is Kane not gonna happen?
That's an
It's
incredible
looking less
story.
likely at this point, but we'll have to see. I think
Well,
Kane finally
Nuno
showed up for
Nuno
training.
said Kane was available to play game week one
Okay.
today. Nuno said in a press conference Kane is available to play game week
Yeah,
one for
and I
Tottenham.
mean it may be a situation where he's not at City game week 1, but he's at City like game week 2 or 3. So
Exactly.
you never know. It's definitely one to keep an eye out for. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with City there at number 1. And number 2, this is where we change, bro.
Hmm.
I got Chelsea at 2.
That's fair. No, that's
So
fair.
I think they're just coming into the season really strong off the Champions League win last year. I think Tuchel would just continue to improve them because we have to realize last year Lampard was their manager for the first half basically, maybe a little bit less than
Roughly a
half.
little bit less than half.
But still, I mean, Tuchel can turn some of those losses, or I know they had a good bit of draws at the beginning of the season as well, to wins.
Hmm.
That can be huge. I really like the Lukaku signing. I think it's almost exactly what they needed. I don't hate Werner as much as you do, but
I don't hate him. I just don't rate him at
I don't
all.
think he's a finisher. I think he can play off the wing. I think he can be a 1-2 type deal with Lukaku, and it might be a good thing to
Hmm.
see. Havertz, Werner, and Lukaku kind of play off of each other. It'll be interesting to see what formation they play, but definitely viable there. I mean, like you said, they haven't changed anything up. Edward Mendy, absolute brilliant signing and goal for them to replace the tragedy what is Kepa. Um,
72 great million euros for Kepa, by the way. If you ever
yeah,
think Arsenal make a bad signing,
hey,
Kepa costs
but at least
72
they spend
mil.
the money, bro. I would just love to see
Yeah.
us spend that
Oh,
money, man.
we don't have a rich owner like that. We
That
do.
is
He's
very
just
true.
cheap. We do. He's
That is
just
true.
cheap.
But yeah, I got Chelsea at 2. I think they're gonna have a really good season under Tuchel, and I think they'll just continue to improve. At 3, I've got United.
Hmm.
Like you said, Varane coming in is going to make their defense even better. The back four of Shaw, Varane, Maguire, and Bissaka, man. Juan Bissaka that's
It's
tough.
class.
That
It's
is
class.
tough.
You
It
add then
really is.
you get to pick
My
between
biggest
Henderson and De
question,
Gea.
FPL related, is from what I've heard, Ale said that Henderson was going to be their starting keeper.
Hmm.
But De Gea did play their last preseason game. So I don't know if that's just him playing in a
I'm
preseason
not
game.
looking into that. I'm not
Um,
looking into that. I think it's Henderson.
yeah,
He's
I mean
kind
we'll
of
we'll
proven to
definitely
take
see
over.
both 5 million in FPL. That's decent pricing, 100%
Mm.
for a Man United goalie. If we can figure out who's starting regularly, if they're not interswapping, that is I think that's really good value for fantasy this year.
Hmm.
If you don't want to spend the extra point 0.5 on a Luke Shaw, which apparently 50% of the game has Luke Shaw at the moment in
It's
fantasy, which
ridiculous.
is unreal to me. I've literally put him in my team recently just out of fear because at the start of the season, if Luke Shaw gets like a goal or an assist and a clean sheet, and 50% of the game has him, that's just
Hmm.
you're starting yourself in the tank. I don't like to play out of fear majority of the time, but sometimes at the start you just got to be a little smart about it.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so I think Man United would be great this year. I think, you know, personally, I would love to see Greenwood get some starts over Cavani at striker. I think he's just better, but
Hmm.
that's a whole different discussion. We'll have to see how Sancho embeds into the team. I think he'll be good once he gets going. Front three of Cavani, Sancho, and Rashford. Have to keep an eye out on Rashford as well, though, because apparently he may or may not have to have a shoulder surgery, which may sideline him for a couple
Hmm.
months.
Well, then you
Um,
also got their backups. They got still got Martial was hurt all last year.
True,
He's back
very true.
too, so they have another option at striker there.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be interesting. I think they've got great depth as well, and they've just added on to that quality. So I think I have them finishing in third. Then
Hmm.
at fourth, I agree with you. I have Liverpool. Um, I think they will come back stronger this year, so we could see them in a third. It wouldn't shock me if they finish second or third. Like it
Yeah,
really wouldn't.
definitely. I told you I was
Um,
debating between putting them at second, and I ended up putting them at fourth. And
yeah,
part of that was just because of the injuries, and I don't know if Firmino's that guy.
yeah,
And Mane's coming off a really bad year,
yeah,
and they're losing Wijnaldum, who started or played in every single Premier League game for them. So who's
yeah.
going to come in? Keita. He's all
Ox
right.
maybe.
I think Keita's rated over Ox by Klopp.
We'll see. We'll
We'll see
see.
though. We'll see.
But one to keep an eye out for, like you mentioned, Robertson did get injured in a preseason game. I don't think we have a timeline for how long that injury is going to keep him out for at the moment. But Simkas, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
The Greek guy.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
4.0 in FPL, and is rumored to be starting at left back if Robertson's out. We know that Klopp in the past has played Milner there a couple times, but from what I've heard, the Greek left back has shown quality in training and will most likely be starting game week 1 and 2 at the very least. We don't know how long
Yeah.
Robertson will
However,
be out
basically
for.
however long Robertson's out, and
But
if he
you know
plays well.
that's great quality. If you want to Liverpool double up in the back, if you already have Trent, that's just 4.0 for another defender.
Hmm.
And they start off against Norwich game week 1, so definitely one to keep an eye out for. And then fifth place. Oh gosh, I think I have to agree with Leicester. I don't know if they do end up selling Madison to us. I mean, I don't know
Hmm.
if that's going to make a massive difference to them or not. I think they have good quality anyways.
Did you see who they're rumored to replace him with today?
No, who?
Lingard. If Madison leaves, apparently
Interesting.
they're talking about bringing in Lingard to come and play that role for them, and
That
he
is
obviously was brilliant
for
last
West
year.
Ham last year. Yeah, he was
Brilliant,
so
absolutely
good.
brilliant.
Yeah.
So he's the name that I've seen linked. I forget the source, but I've seen Lingard potentially if Madison, if they get the cash they want for Madison, turn around and spend about half of it on Lingard.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely one to look out for.
Yeah.
I don't know if losing Madison would sway anything. I will say that Brendan Rodgers is an absolute choke master at this point after the last two
Oh my
years.
God.
Just should have
Yeah.
had top four on lock the last
Yeah.
year and the year before that, and just somehow just drop points like it's his job at the end of the season,
Hmm.
and somehow finish out of the top four. They should have had Champions League 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely. No, you had it
so I
last
mean,
year. I think last year their last game against Spurs, they had a 1-0 lead,
yep,
tied at 1-1, had a 2-1 lead in the second half. Both goals where they were given penalties. So like they were
yep,
being handed that game.
yep,
And then you let Gareth Bale show you the levels. So it's
yeah.
tough. It's tough for Leicester, but Europa League I feel like is good for them. I feel like
Mhm.
it'll give them a lot of European competition. But I can also understand how it might be a little detrimental to them as well if they go far in that competition. How deep is a Leicester as compared to obviously a Man City? Can their
Yeah,
squad depth keep up with the demand of a Premier League on top of a good Europa League campaign, which they're probably expected to do this year after who did they lose to? That's to Slavia Prague last year, didn't they?
yep, yep.
Very disappointing. So I expect them to. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll definitely see it be one to look out for, 100%. But in sixth place, I'm gonna give a little bit of a cop out here. If
Hmm.
Kane leaves, Spurs will not finish in the top six. If Kane stays, I've got Spurs at six. If he stays,
That's
that's the
fair.
full season. That's the full season. If he
Yeah.
stays the
Yeah.
full
Full season
season,
of Kane.
top six for Spurs. I think the quality between him and Son last year was. I mean, I hate it as an Arsenal fan, but it was
Yeah.
absolutely unreal.
No, at the beginning of the
Um,
season, they were taking over the league. It was
Yeah.
what it was.
So I mean, it is what it is. I've got Spurs at six if Kane stays. If not, I have, and you're not gonna like this. I have Leeds at six.
You're insane.
I
No,
dude,
you're actually mad.
I think it can happen. I
You're actually
genuinely do.
mad.
I
You're
genuinely do.
actually mad. You're actually mad. We've seen the second season. So many
We'll
teams
see.
struggle with their second season. Look what happened to
But
Sheffield.
Bielsa's different levels,
I
bro.
know Bielsa's different level. I know he's a psychopath. I know his trainings are not holy. Like it's unreal what he does, like running those players.
I don't know.
I
I
don't see
think
it.
I think they I think Leeds specifically will offer insane value in FPL this year as well. You've got Rafinha underpriced at 6.5 mil in the midfield, unreal. You've got Jack Harrison who quietly scored more goals than Rafinha, had more
Hmm.
goal contributions last year than him at 6, so he's even point 0.5 less. Bamford at the 8 mil at striker. I think a lot of people are overlooking him at the start of the season. I know they start off against United, and then I think they play who they play Everton week 2.
Yeah, Everton, I believe
Um,
it is. But yeah,
so
United. Well,
not
that United game last year, the first one they played, I believe it ended 6-2,
yeah,
United's favor.
yep.
So I believe the second one ended 1-0 to United. I might be mistaken on that. It might have been 1-1.
I'm not sure.
But I don't think Leeds finish above Villa this year.
We'll find
I
out.
don't think
We'll
Leeds
find
finish
out.
above Villa.
That's just my little kind of
Yeah.
predictions there.
So
So
where would you put? So where would you put Arsenal then? Seventh, eighth,
7, yeah, 7.
seven?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
So still,
Arteta's gone if that happens.
you
Arteta's
think?
not making.
We'll
Oh,
find out, bro. I don't know
if
how
he
much
gets
leniency
7,
he's gonna have this year. It'll definitely be interesting to see.
it's a tough start too. You go obviously Brentford week 1. It's their first time in the Premier League. Like
Yep.
this is not easy,
Yep.
but like they're going to be jacked up for that. They're going to be hype, and then you go Chelsea City.
Yep.
Like we both
We
just
have
put
to
in our
win
top
against
three.
Brentford, bro. We have to.
We can't. We have to. If we start with 1 or 0 points from 3 games, Arteta's neck is going to be on the line immediately. The fan base is going to be going crazy, and I don't know. I do you think he's being backed? That's a good question. Do you think Arteta's being backed right now?
In terms of
Transfers. We brought in
no, I
Ben
mean
White.
you can't
We brought in
say,
Lokonga and
but
Tavares.
Tavares isn't gonna play unless Tierney's
No,
hurt. Lokonga is good, but
I think he should
realistically,
start. I
I
think he
mean,
should start
he's
game week
probably
one.
going to start because Partey's injured right now. But when Partey comes back, it's probably going to be a double pivot of Partey and Xhaka again.
Xhaka, yeah,
Um, so I mean, that's not. It's not like we're adding like starting level quality other than Ben
no,
White. He's the only signing that we've had. Which don't get me wrong, I think he's a great signing. I think he'll definitely shore up our defense a little bit more. I don't have to watch David Luiz, Sideshow Bob, and freaking
hmm
Rob Holding every week.
hmm
But
you might still have to watch Rob Holding. Arteta
we'll
loves
find
Rob
we'll find
Holding.
out. But either way, we've added one starter in
Yeah,
my eyes, and that's
how
just not
many
that's
how
just
many
not
more
enough.
signings do you think he needs to be quote unquote backed? How many
We
positions?
need a right back
Agreed.
because Bellerin isn't good enough. I do not want to. Callum Chambers has a good cross, but he's not top tier Premier
No,
League quality right back. If anything, I think he's better at like defensive mid or
thank you. I've been saying he won Fulham's player. I know Fulham got relegated that
yeah,
year. Blah blah blah. He was Fulham's player of the season on loan, playing as a defensive
yeah.
midfielder, and he was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean he's not a bad player. I just don't like him at right back that much.
No,
Although he may keep an eye out on that because he may offer good quality for FPL in terms of
if he's
value.
starting week
If
in
he's
week out,
starting at right back for us at 4.5 million, he's
he could.
gonna have some
He's
assist
Let's say yeah,
potential
he's a
for
threat
sure,
for an assist too.
and
He's
he can get on the end of some headed goals as well. He's not bad at it. So
yeah,
off corners. So definitely one to look out for. But yeah, I don't think he's being backed enough at this point. I mean,
I agree.
we definitely need some more signings. I would love for Smith Rowe to be the starting 10, but I wouldn't also be mad if we signed somebody high quality. There's a good bit
We're
of
obviously looking. We're
yeah,
obviously looking in that department. All the rumors are Odegaard, Madison. I see it every day on Twitter.
for
There's a
sure.
new Odegaard does apparently doesn't know if he's staying or going every day. I see
Yeah.
something
I
new.
mean,
And Madison,
personally, I don't really love Odegaard, but we'll have to see. Maybe
I
I'm
like
wrong
him
on
for the
that.
fact that he's 22 and he can play off the right as well
Yeah.
and
It's
like he'll
definitely
develop.
yeah, it's definitely interesting.
We'll see. We'll see.
But yeah, good questions. All right, moving on. We gotta do the relegation zone, brother. And
Okay.
I will
You
take the
want to
lead on
start? You
this
go
one.
first. You go first.
Um, let's see. So finishing at should I start at 18 or should
Go
I start at
bottom.
20?
Go
Go
bottom.
bottom.
Start at 20. Go with
Oh
20. Go with
Lord,
20.
bro.
Who's doing awful? Who is the new Sheffield?
It's it's got to be Norwich for me.
Yeah.
It just has to be. Last time they came up, they were quality in attack in a couple games, but their defense was just abysmal. And I don't think their defense will be
It
enough to
still
keep them
is.
up this year.
It still
I
is,
don't
by the
think
way.
they've added much quality in that department. The only thing FPL related I would say for Norwich to look out for is their 4.0 defender. I can't even think of his name, but he started in every preseason game so far, so he looks like he will probably
Hmm.
be starting for them. I'll have to look it up, but we'll get to that when we show our teams for
Hmm.
sure.
Hmm.
Pookie could be he will be a viable option at some point this year in FPL. He always is. It's all about when you jump on and when you jump off at the right time.
Hmm.
And then Cantwell is still a fun one to
Can't
look
well.
after.
Billy Gilmore might be one to look out for too on loan
Yeah,
from
he's
Chelsea. I rate him.
4.5. He will
I rate
he'll
him.
be starting for sure. I don't know
He
how
had an
much like
incredible Euros. Incredible Euros.
fantasy potential he has.
Yeah, maybe not goal scoring, but in terms of just constant starter, I think
Yeah,
he could do that for
yeah,
Norwich
he's
week in, week
definitely a
out.
good option if you have a 4.5 slot, and I know a lot of people have Basuma just for the week out starts. So you could definitely consider him. But yeah, I got Norwich at the bottom. I just
Fair.
don't see them.
19?
19's tough. 19 is tough. I think, oh, man, 19 for me is probably no. I'm gonna put them at 18. 19 for me is gonna be Brentford. Um,
Dang,
I,
no
I,
respect for Tony.
I
No
just
respect for
no. I think
Moneyball.
Tony will be great, and I think they're the best attack to come back up. But I
Mm,
think their defense is not very good either. I
no,
think
it's
they'll
not.
almost be a Norwich 2.0 type deal,
Mm.
to be honest with you. And then at 18, I've got for Crystal Palace.
Bro, I love it. No, okay, I'll give mine away. I was gonna put them there too. I
Dude,
don't want that because like obviously I want Vieira
I
to succeed.
right, we
I
both
want
want
Vieira to
Vieira to
succeed,
succeed, but I just think
bro. I don't rate
I
that.
think they're done.
I
I
don't
really
rate
do.
them. I don't. I was
I mean,
surprised they
they
did as well as
lost.
they did last
I
year.
mean, they haven't added any quality to my knowledge. They don't have Batshuayi back,
Nope.
to my knowledge. Their strikers are still Benteke and I can't. What's his name?
IU, Jordan
Yeah,
IU,
Jordan Ayew.
Jordan
Thank you.
IU. To be fair to Benteke, top season last year. Top season towards the end. He was scoring week in, week out. I
Yes.
think he scored for what four out of five the last weeks. He scored
Yep.
a goal, I believe.
Yep. Very similar to
Insane.
Pepe last season. Definitely hit his stride at the end of the season.
Very
Um,
strong. Terrific
but
in the air, but I don't. He's not
I
the guy who's going to
think
keep you
I
up.
think losing old man Roy is gonna give him problems. I really do.
Yeah,
So
and then all the free agents and Vieira, and there's a lot.
yep.
Zaha didn't have a
So
great
I
year
guess that
last
means
year.
for me that I think Watford's gonna be the one to stay up out of the relegations or out of the promoted teams, which is I don't love either, but that's
I
my
don't.
go-to.
I don't think so. Mine. I agree with you. I think Palace are going to finish 18th.
Hmm.
I think 19th, just for a little variety here. I'll say Watford get relegated. I'll keep Brentford in the Prem.
Okay.
I think that they have a better attack. I think that their money ball strategy. I don't know if you've read the story of their owner and that stuff.
Mm-mm.
If you do, take a look. We can talk about another episode, but it's incredible.
You gonna
Like the
pull out
story of
some Brad Pitt lines on me right
no,
now?
it's literally not yet. We're gonna save that for another episode. I'll keep the fans waiting,
All right,
but
all right.
it is literally they play Moneyball and they go
Yeah.
find players that are undervalued that can perform, and I think that it's gotten them from what League One to the Prem.
Hmm.
I think I can keep them in the Prem. 20 on Norwich. Norwich is done. Like I'm sorry,
Yeah.
come on. Like I'm sorry, but no Palace. If Palace don't go get somebody, like I look at their striker options. Like you said, Batshuayi, no Zaha really poor last year. Jordan Ayew went from scoring 9 goals 3 years ago, 9 goals 2 years ago. He had 1 goal last year.
Yeah.
One goal.
Yeah.
He
Well,
started a
he
lot of
did
games.
he?
He played a lot off the
Maybe I
bench.
just didn't even realize it because that's how bad he was. But
He started a decent amount at the beginning, and by the end of the year, obviously Benteke took over. Benteke was terrific. Like I
yeah.
think Benteke, we know a crazy stat. I think Benteke is like I might be a little bit off on this number, but I think he's 4 or 5 goals
Mm.
from scoring more goals than Eden Hazard did in the Prem all time.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
he's
he's
about to
definitely
be the
been here a
second
lot
highest.
longer.
He's been here a lot longer, but he's about to be the second highest scoring Belgian in the league if he does what he did last year in league
Who
history.
who would be top one?
Come on, he's coming back. Lukaku smoked the league for a long time.
Oh, I should have known that.
Lukaku,
I should have known that.
Hazard, and then
Actually,
Benteke.
I figured Hazard would be above him, but
Really? No, dude. Hazard was like, I mean,
where's
Hazard
De
got all the
Bruyne on that
headlines.
list? He's got to be up there somewhere.
De Bruyne, I don't know exactly for goal scoring. I know that he is a couple assists away from, I think, going to like top 8 on all time assist in the Premier League.
Hmm.
So he could break some records this year. I remember writing on that last year each week, like keeping track of like, did he get an assist? Okay, well now he's only 6 away. He's only 5 away from jumping Gerard or something.
Right.
So he's there, but I think Palace are in trouble. I really think Palace could be in trouble. I don't think they've made many moves. They want a couple moves I have heard them rumored for is they're looking potentially for a double swoop at Arsenal for Reece Nelson and Nketiah.
Yeah.
I think they need it. I think
Go
they
for it.
desperately
Please
need it.
take them away.
I mean, I would take Nelson on loan. I'd sell Nketiah. I'd take Nelson on loan.
I'm at this point. I'm ready for Nelson to leave as well.
I don't
He's.
know.
I don't think he's
I
ever
don't
going
know.
to start at Arsenal.
And put a buyback clause or something because he was special for a while. Everyone thought he was like the best academy product we ever had for a while. So put a buyback clause on him. But If they go get him, he needs game time. He's not going to play for us this year. He's
Mm-hmm.
not. He's
Yeah.
not. I'm sorry. Like he's not. We don't have other European football unless you want to play like once every 3 weeks in the EFL Cup. You're not playing.
Yeah.
But no, Norwich, Watford, and Palace are my three. I completely agree with the Palace take. I was going to do that myself.
Wow. I'm actually
Yeah.
shocked that I thought you were gonna
I'm
call me
not.
crazy for that.
No, I literally before you even said the relegation, I was like, yeah, Palace, one of my
Hey.
three. I don't like what they've done this summer. I know they brought in that guy from the championship,
Same
but
wavelength, brother. Same
yeah,
wavelength.
we're on it. All right,
Um,
next topic. Hit me with it.
moving on, we got Golden Boot.
Golden Boot. You want to do Golden Boot and Golden Glove at the same
Yeah,
time?
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Golden Glove. I'll keep it easy. Ederson. The defense is stupid. You don't even
Okay.
have to be that good. I could
Okay.
probably get a shutout for City at this point, to be honest with you, because they don't like allow shots. I
Yeah.
mean, your back four is Cancelo, Stones, um,
Diaz.
Diaz, and Zinchenko. You have options of Laporte, Mendy, and Walker. I didn't even mention Walker as a starter there.
Yep.
Like you can.
Ake as well.
Okay, he's poor. He had a really poor preseason game. I don't rate him. But that's
I
one thing
think he
too.
could play at left back though. To be fair, I don't know if
Potentially,
they'd
he's
do it,
fast.
but
He's fast, but apparently they're trying to shop Mendy, which I don't know. Mendy's the guy that just like gets an A on the group project every year for his entire life. It's
that's true.
unreal.
That's
It's
true.
unreal the amount of A's he's gotten on group projects.
Dude, he's a FPL favorite though.
Is
Mendy,
he really?
when he starts, bro, the man is an assist machine
He is. No,
for
he
City.
scores too. He scores
Yeah.
too, which is
So when,
crazy.
but he's
But he
like
barely
he's just a
starts.
complete gamble. You never know when
I
he's gonna
think I
play.
think Zinchenko could be a cheeky looking at FPL this year. I think he could be. I think he could lock up that left back position. He's a
Okay.
I rate Zinchenko highly. He
Okay.
started the Champions League
The
final for
only
them at left back.
Yeah, the only
So
thing about Pep is he loves Cancelo. So sometimes if he wants to start Walker, he'll
he'll
put
put
Cancelo on
Cancelo
the
and
left.
Walker. Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, but
um,
I'll for Golden Glove I'll say Ederson.
okay.
I just think there's I mean he's a top keeper.
Hmm.
He'll probably get more assists than Willian this year.
Yep.
Um and
Oh no.
I'm right. I don't know why you're laughing. I'm
No,
right. If
you
he
are.
takes
You are.
if he gets to take a penalty, he'll outscore him too. I'm not joking.
I hate
I'm
that
not
man.
I'm not joking in the slightest. If he gets to take a penalty, he'll outscore Willian this year.
Thank you, Edu.
Yeah. Golden Boot. This is a tough one because obviously there's the Kane drama. Is he if Kane's at I'll put it this way, if Kane's at City,
Yeah.
Golden Boot for Kane. There's
Yeah.
not a I don't
He's gonna
we don't
score
need
over
we don't
30 goals.
we don't need to talk about that. We don't need
Yeah.
to dive into that. It's
Yeah.
simple. If he doesn't, I'm gonna go with Salah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Salah. I think Salah. I think Mane's gonna bounce back. I think it'll help them.
Hmm.
Depends on if they bring anybody else in, but Salah's been that guy. He's not gonna slow down being that guy. I'm going Salah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Um, so for Golden Glove for me, I'm actually gonna go Edouard Mendy.
Really?
They
That's
had
okay.
they had the most clean sheets in the back half of the season last year, out
Hmm.
of any other team. Their defense was great value in FPL, but also just incredibly good in real
Hmm.
life. I think, I mean, they haven't gotten any worse. The only sale they may do is Marcus Alonso, but he wasn't even starting for them anyways.
I think they tried to include him on the Lukaku deal, and Inter were just like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, so I mean, I just like their defense, especially if they're playing five in the back. I
I
think
think five in the back, Marcus Alonso's a better wing back than Chilwell.
yes, probably, but I think
Yeah.
Chilwell still offers better defensive solidity.
Oh,
Um,
100%. I'm just saying
so
as a wing
and I
back, I
don't
think
think
Alonso's
I don't
better.
think Alonso. I mean, I do think he's a better attacking wing back, but I don't think
Well,
he's
you
like
saw
absolute
Tuchel bring
levels.
him in with
Yeah,
Lampard. He couldn't leave the training ground. He wasn't getting in a match day squad. Tuchel comes in. I think he scored on the first match day and started.
yeah,
So he's
yeah.
someone that Tuchel obviously somewhat likes.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
But yeah, I've got Mendy at Golden Glove for me.
that's fair.
And then like you said for Golden Boot, if Kane's at City, it's a no-brainer. He'll
Yeah,
score
there's
over
no
30
we
goals.
don't need to dive into that.
Um,
Yeah,
but if he is not, then I don't know if I want to agree with you, Salah. It makes sense. It's
and
just the
you
easy
can
pick.
go make your case for Lacazette. Go ahead.
Hard pass on that one, dog. Dude, I would love to pred Aubameyang just to
He's been no.
just to come back into form this year, but I just haven't even seen the desire in preseason thus far. I
No,
mean,
he's chilling. It's not a good
he was
situation
up
where
there. He was up there 2 years ago with Salah and Mane
he
or
won the
Mane,
Golden
but
Boot. He
yeah.
won the Golden Boot in
Well,
his
yeah,
first full season
it
in
was
the
a
Premier
three-way
League. Yeah,
tie.
three-way tie,
Yeah.
Mane, Salah, and Alba, but he still won it and still counts as a win.
I'm gonna
Still has the
go.
trophy.
with Romelu Lukaku.
Dang, you really think Chelsea? You're going to Chelsea double?
Dude, I th-
I
I
don't
I
know if
think
Chelsea
they're
will
gonna be
play that
so
offensive.
good this year. I
I
hate
don't know
it.
if they're going to play that offensive. That's
We'll
just not
find
how
out.
Tuchel plays.
They had similar stats, and I don't have the exact stats, but I've seen multiple things that say they had very similar attacking statistics in terms of XG and XA.
Hmm.
XG being expected goals,
Expected
XA
goals,
being
expected assists.
expected
Yeah,
assists, as City did last season after Tuchel
yeah.
took over. So
No, when you add Werner to that, obviously the actual goals go down. But
that's true.
Lukaku's a finisher. I'm
Yeah,
not trying to slander Werner. I'm just being honest.
yeah,
Um, but no, Lukaku's a goal scorer. I just don't know if he's going to get the Golden Boot his first season back.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely a tough
It's
ask.
tough.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and I like it, so I'm going
No,
with it.
it's a fair shout. It's a
Yeah,
fair shout
I'm
indeed.
gonna go with
Also,
it.
so you think? Also, I don't think he takes penalties for Chelsea, which is part of why I went Salah.
You think they just stick
Jorginho,
with Jorginho?
Jorginho's taking pens.
I don't know,
He,
man. Pickford's in that man's head.
yeah, but he's not playing Pickford every week. He only missed two penalties in the entire Prem last year. He was their leading goal scorer last year. Jorginho was
Was
in
he
the Premier League.
really?
7 goals was the most goals any Chelsea player
That's
scored
the
last
thing
year.
about Chelsea, man, is the goals are all spread around.
It's all over the place. You
It's
know what's
crazy.
crazy is until Jorginho got to 7, like up until like a couple of the last game weeks, Tammy Abraham was tied for the leading
I'm
goal
not
scorer,
shocked.
and
That
he
does
didn't play.
not
He had
shock me at
five
all.
goals, but he
I'd
never
take him at
played.
Arsenal.
Okay, we'll get into that later. I
I
don't
would.
know
I
about
would.
that. I
I
don't know
would.
about that. I
All
don't
right.
know about that. He's an
Um,
Arsenal fan growing up, so maybe.
moving on. Let's go ahead and
See your
show
team.
my team. I will start off. This is where I'm at the moment. Definitely subject to change, but I honestly really like it at this point in time. So we've got
Hmm.
a really solid strike force with different price points.
Do you think
7.5.
Ings? Do you think Ings starts game week 1?
I think he has to.
They still
With
have Watkins.
but Watkins got injured.
Oh, he did. That's right. Yeah. So yeah,
So
it's got to be
I
Ings.
mean, I think he has to. He started in the preseason game, or actually, I don't know if he
He
started.
scored. He scored in the
Yeah,
preseason game
I mean, I
yesterday.
think he's just definitely going to start. I don't know why he
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
And their first three is what Watford.
They have a ridiculously easy
Let's
start.
see, Watford, Newcastle, Brentford.
They have a
So
ridiculously easy start. Yeah.
it's super solid. I can see him
Yeah.
scoring in every single one of those games.
Yeah.
A fit Ings is top four at least strikers in the Prem, in my opinion. Genuinely,
Seriously.
yeah.
Top
In
4.
terms of goal scoring, yes. You forget what he did 2 seasons ago, bro.
I'm aware. No, I'm aware. He almost won a Golden Boot 2 seasons ago.
I'm saying,
I'm
dude,
well
I
aware.
I think a fit Ings is one of the best. That's my worry. Is I've got Ings and Antonio who at any point in time could pull a hammy and
Anytime.
just be out. So,
Dude,
but
Antonio will pull something with his celebrations. Those are top tier celebrations Antonio does every week. I
true,
love it.
true. But yeah, I've got a front three of Tony, Ings, Antonio, all at decent price points. The only worry I have is, if Tony doesn't pan out, there's not a whole lot around in and around that price point. It's kind of Tony, and then if you go down point 0.5, it's Pookie. You've got Benteke, but it's not great options. So if Tony doesn't pan out, I'll have to downgrade somewhere and invest money
Mm-hmm.
elsewhere. But I think that's one that I'll probably keep until around game week 6 or 7, where I may start to decide on a wild card. I know specifically Chelsea's fixtures get unreal game week 7. They have like 6 to 8 games of not a single top 10 team in a row,
That's
and
insane.
that may be where I go ahead and pull the switch, do a
Get
wild card,
Lukaku.
get Lukaku
Get
in.
Lukaku in there.
Yep. Um, then I've got the double premium in midfield of Salah and Fernandez. I think, especially with Liverpool's starting fixtures, it's a no-brainer to have Salah in
Mm-hmm.
there. He'll be my captain game week 1 away to Norwich for sure. I do also like Fernandez at home to Leeds game week 1. Like you said, last year their first game week ended what, 6-2.
6-2 in favor of United. Yeah,
Yep. And I think Bruno had at least a goal and a couple assists in that game. I can't
I
remember
believe so. I
specifically.
know McTominay had a brace. I
I
believe like
remember that. I
four
remember
minutes
that.
in, he had a brace.
Yeah.
4 minutes in, so maybe go grab him for
But
value,
yeah,
folks.
I mean the big kind of question in the fantasy realm at the moment is Bruno or no Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
And at the moment I'm Bruno. I just honestly I think it's a pet peeve of mine seeing him score a penalty and he's not on my team. It just makes me mad.
Hmm.
And I think starting off, I don't think Rashford will be starting for them. I think Greenwood probably will start the season with Sancho kind of working himself in, and then
Hmm.
it'll be one of Cavani, maybe Martial to start as well. Um, but I think Fernandez will have a good bit to do, and I think he'll be really, really involved in the attacking. And as always, he is Penandez. He's all in the
Yeah, no,
penalties.
it's
So,
it's ridiculous. And then
um,
Mahrez, you've been talking to me a ton about Mahrez,
dude,
so just go
I'm
ahead.
big on
You
Mares,
you
and
text me about Mahrez every day. I get a text about
I don't
Mahrez.
know if it's look. I've been hurt by Mares before. I've been
Hmm.
hurt by the pep roulette countless times. It happens to fantasy players. We just want to have players from the best team in the league, but Pep's like, psych, I'm gonna bench my best player for no reason.
Yeah,
And there's
all the
nothing you can
time.
do about it, and it's heartbreaking. But
It sucks that it
I
worked. It sucks that it works for him too.
I
It
know,
works. Like you can't even get
100%.
mad because it works. It's
I
like, oh,
know.
you bench Sterling and you're starting Mahrez. Like,
Hey,
what's
except
he
for
gonna
in
do?
Champions League
Mahrez bags a
finals,
hat
then it
trick.
doesn't work.
Yeah, well, Jesus, yeah, that's a different story. What do we know about
Anyways,
Champions
but
Finals? We're
I'm
Arsenal
all about
fans.
Maris to start the season. Let me tell you why. And we've already talked to
Hmm.
this, but we got Grealish, who may or may not start game week 1. I think Pep will give him a little bit of time to adjust. He will. I think he'll definitely come on as a sub.
Hmm. He came off the
Um,
bench in the Community Shield where
right,
they actually lost to Leicester. Yeah,
right. But I don't know
shout
if
out Leicester for that, by the way.
True, happy for them. But I don't know if he'll start the season. We've got Foden that's injured and out. We've got Kevin De Bruyne that's injured and out for the time being, both with foot injuries, I think, from my understanding. And then
Sterling had a very busy summer.
right,
Sterling played
Sterling had a super
24/7 for
long
England.
Euro. He may or may not start game week 1. He probably doesn't really want to.
Hmm.
They do start game week 1 to Tottenham, so it is somewhat of a
Yeah,
larger game.
three
So
free points. Yeah.
Pep's going to want to put out a good 11 for it.
Hmm.
But I think Mares is almost a lock for at least the first 3 to 4 game weeks for them this season. And the big
Yeah.
appeal for me is Mares captain game week 2 to Norwich. That's probably why I have. That's one of the
Hmm.
biggest reasons that I have him. As I'll get Salah game week 1 to Norwich, and Mares game week 2 to Norwich, and go from there. And then in my 4 slot, I've got the boy ESR.
The
Dude,
goat, baby.
I think if we do not sign a number 10, he's gonna have to step up big for us this year. He's been trusted with the
I'd
number 10
rather him
shirt,
off the left. I'd rather him off the left. I'll
but
say it. Him and Tierney on the left are ridiculous.
yeah, but
They
I mean,
literally bullied. The best game I can think of is that game against Spurs where we won the second fixture against Spurs last year, where Tierney and Smith Rowe are both fully fit, and Smith Rowe was rotating
yeah,
between a 10 and a left winger. And I literally didn't even recognize the fact that Doherty was playing because he was just absolutely getting bodied over and over and over again.
yeah, and he put in fantastic performances both games against Chelsea, and was probably the
Mm-hmm.
biggest reason we beat Chelsea in that second game last year.
Yeah, that was his first game back of the season too, which is ridiculous for a kid. Boy, he was like 20 at the time when he
Yep.
came into the side. He's
Yep.
21 now.
But he's
It's ridiculous.
5.5 in FPL. That's
It's
fantastic
value,
value. If
banging
he's
value.
starting game week 1, and if he's starting most weeks in general, that's just great value.
I
I'll
think
have
it
to.
basically depends on when is Arteta going to start leaning on Saka again
Yep. Yep.
because he
For
had a
sure.
tough summer.
I still think if we don't sign a 10, Smith Rowe will start every week.
I
If you look at our
It's
win
risky.
percentage last year with Smith Rowe
Oh,
in
it
the
was
team and out of
ridiculous.
the team, it was like 70%
It's
with him
night
in
and
the
day.
team and like 30% with him out.
It's night and day.
Um,
Well, the reason that I think we still need to sign a 10, not to take away from your team talk here, but
yeah.
if Smith Rowe gets hurt, who's the backup at 10?
I mean that at that point, I think you just play Saka there.
For real? Because last year it was Willian, and I can't do that again. My mental health
Dude,
can't do that again.
I at least believe in our team enough that we've realized that that's a horrible transfer, and I don't think Willian will get much,
Any game
if
time?
any, game time. The only time he
Yeah.
will come on is maybe as a last minute sub, which will suck because we know at that point the game's done and
We'll
dusted.
lose. Yeah, we'll
Um,
lose.
but
But I don't know. He
I
didn't even make the bench in the last preseason. But I'm just wondering if Smith Rowe gets hurt, then you got to look at who comes into that space for
I think
Arsenal. Do you
Saka can
drop
do it. I
Saka?
mean, at that point you drop Saka there, you play
Do you
Alba
just play a
off the
flat? Do
left.
you play a flat three with no creator and put Xhaka if Partey's healthy at that point and Lokanga? Do you just drop
You
someone
you
inside? What?
could you
Yeah,
could. I don't. I think Arteta likes playing with the 10.
yeah.
So
Oh, he does. Obviously he does. He's been wanting to do it. Basically, the second Smith Rowe was healthy, he did it.
right.
So
Right, that's my point. So, yep,
and the back
that's my
line.
value pick in midfield. I mean, there's definitely a couple other people that I could definitely consider. Like I said, some value picks this year in midfield are Rafinha at 6.5. You got Jack Harrison at 6. You've got the Watford midfielder. Why can't I think of his name? Um, Sar at 6 million.
Oh, Sar. Yeah, Sar. I think of him as a winger, but
And
yes,
they
he is
actually
listed
have
as a
good
midfielder.
fixtures off the start. I think he's one to watch for sure. Is
One to watch for me that I might throw into my team later, Ferran Torres.
Yeah, yeah. We
Playing as a
talked about
striker
this.
the other day. Playing as a striker the other day as a
If
midfielder.
Pep
Pep hates
genuinely
Jesus.
continues, yeah, not starting Jesus up top, and there's a 7 mil midfielder from Manchester City starting as a number
Playing
9,
striker.
dude.
It's how do you not take that? But
Yep,
obviously then there's the Kane drama, but whatever. To your back line.
yep. Then we got Luke Shaw. Like I said earlier, this is almost like a fear pick. Let's look at this. At the moment, he is owned by 53% of the game.
It's
This
ridiculous.
this is millions and millions of managers,
Oh, I'm aware. It's
and
ridiculous.
53% own him, which is over half. I started off with Henderson in goal and then a different 5.5
Mm-hmm.
defender, but I was after seeing that I was like I'm gonna be so annoyed if Luke Shaw scores game week 1 or 2 and I don't have him, and literally everybody and their mother does other than
Mm-hmm.
me. And then we've got Alexander Arnold. I think he is gonna come back big this season. I really do. I think he's gonna have an amazing season. I could see upwards of 5 goals and double-digit assists. I don't think that's off his radar at all. That
Mm-hmm.
coupled with the clean sheets, hopefully Van Dijk re-solidifies this defense. Hopefully Robbo's not out for too long. I think if I had to pick a favorite player outside of Arsenal in the Premier League, it's Andy Robertson. Genuinely, I love Robbo. I love his energy. I
Mm-hmm.
love his quality. I just think I think he's the best left back in the league. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it,
Well, maybe.
for sure.
There's that other Scottish guy
Yeah,
for us.
I love the other Scottish guy. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I think Robbo is just absolute class. Then we got the big boy new signing. We got White
Guaranteed starter. Has to
center
be
back.
starting. It
He's
just
gonna
has to
start
be.
38 game weeks this year unless he gets injured.
Yeah.
Um, 4.5 in FPL.
Ridiculous
Defender,
value.
yeah,
Ridiculous
defender for
value.
Arsenal. I think we'll get more clean sheets this year. And I think he's great value. So I got him, and then I've got Sanchez in goal. Brighton start off with good fixtures. They got Burnley game week 1, Watford game week 2, Everton game week 3, which may be a hard game, but dude, at the
I could see
moment,
that being like a 1-0, 0-0, 1-1
yeah,
type
I mean
thing.
100%. At the moment, they're only like offensive quality is like what Luka Dean. I mean, who's supplying for Calvert Lewin?
For Everton,
Who?
yeah, I mean, yeah, Sigurdsson's gone. That's we're not going to touch that.
James is gone. Well, he's not gone, but I don't
Not gone.
like. I don't know if
He's
he.
not. He's not. He's not happy.
Yeah,
He
I.
basically said
It's
like I
iffy
joined
to
because
see if he'll
Ancelotti
actually
joined,
start
but
the
he
season
left.
with them.
We'll see. And then yeah, obviously they have Rafa Benitez coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, what Iwobi? Is Iwobi going to turn up now?
I
Like,
don't
come
know.
on.
Well, they signed what's his name from Palace. Why can't I think of his name?
Oh, that was a free agent, not from Palace, and it's signed from. He has a free agent Townsend.
Yeah, Andros Townsend. Was it? Did
Yeah,
they
well,
not?
he,
He was
he's
free.
he's a free agent,
Okay.
so yeah, his contract right now they didn't. He yes, he came from Palace, but they didn't pay Palace any
Yep.
money. They just
Yep.
signed him.
Yep. And then they've got
Um,
Brentford week 4. Um,
yeah, no, it's a very
pretty good
Leicester,
start for them,
Crystal,
to be honest.
Arsenal. Yeah, it's a good start. I like the team. I like
Yep.
it. It's good.
So and then we got non-playing goalkeeper. Basuma is my 4.5 slot. Luke Ayling is my other 4.5 defender, subject to change for sure. I think at some point he'll probably switch to Connor Cody if Wolves look good
Yeah,
defensively. And then
who
at
knows
the
what's going
moment,
on with
I've got
Wolves?
Amarte at 4.0 defender. Big thing of FPL is getting the 4.0 defender that's going to start at the start. That's a gem in FPL.
Well, that's because
Um,
Fofana's hurt, so you could definitely see him coming in.
well, he started in the Cup game against or the Community Shield against City, and it's rumored that he'll be starting at center back for them at 4.0. That's great value.
That'd be well. I don't know because they have was Soinchu or Evans hurt right now,
Um, Sancho's
and then
not. Evans
right back they have that Belgian guy whose name I'm blanking on. Um,
Castagna.
Castagna, he had a brilliant season.
Yep.
And
Well,
then left
Pereira's
back they
back.
have
Pereira's back as well.
Pereira's back too. They could play him either side. They have that Luke Thomas kid, I believe his name was. He scored against United last year. young academy product, scored a banging volley against Man United in their
I
second
don't remember
matchup.
that. I know
I
I
don't know
know
if he's gonna
Justin's
start.
out for the season, I think.
Yeah, I don't know how he was out last year. I don't know. He might come back late season, but yeah,
Yep.
Amartey's definitely good value.
Yep. So that's me. That's me. You want to go ahead and show 'em
Oh,
yours?
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So mine's gonna completely change, so no one roast me in the comments for this. But it's all gonna change tonight. For those of you that don't know, I was working all week and I'm just now getting sleep, and this is all gonna change. I had to build
Hey,
it quickly.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Um, I like Digne still. I'm pretty sure he takes set pieces for Everton. I think that's banging value.
Yep.
I also think that Calvert Lewin's going to go for me. Wilson, I'll come back to front. Schmeichel might change, might be a little expensive, but I got him in before Fofana got injured.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to keep him. I honestly might steal your Sanchez pick. He was the other one I was looking at. Maybe
Hmm.
Pickford. I don't know. Tarkowski, I got just as like a Burnley, unless they play the big boys, don't concede a ton of goals,
Absolutely.
and
I love a Burnley defender.
he's a guaranteed 90 minutes week in week out.
Yep.
Like he's the Sean Dyche model of what he wants.
100%.
Um, Tierney, it's tough. He needs to stay healthy. Basically, that's it. He needs to stay healthy. But if he does, and if we learn to finish, he's a good 6, 7
Yeah.
assist season
The
type
only
player.
thing I would say on that Digne pick is, and I maybe just be, this may be not a huge deal, but
Mm-hmm.
Townsend was taking corners for them in their
Yeah,
preseason games.
yeah, I know. And it could be a right side, left side thing if they want an in swinger, an out swinger.
Yeah.
Dino takes a lot of free kicks. I don't
Yeah, he does.
know.
He'll still probably be on free kicks. So.
So we'll see what happens. Beyond that, I have Smith Rowe too. I'm not going to talk on him too much because you just did.
Hmm.
Same with Salah. Buendia's hurt, but I genuinely really liked the pick before the season before he got hurt.
Yeah.
I think that he's going to have an outstanding season with
Yeah.
Villa. I think he was a great grab. I think that the pieces they're putting around him, if he gets hurt, I might. I don't know where I'm going to look.
Yeah.
I'm going to look
Thoughts
around.
on your replacement for Buendia? Do
I
you have
might go
anybody?
look at. I need to look at the price of Bailly, the one they just signed, the
Yeah,
winger,
he's
the
actually
Jamaican.
6.5 as well. He's the exact same
Yeah,
price.
I literally might just do a straight Villa swap. I might
Yeah.
just do a
The
straight
only
Villa
thing there
swap.
is, do you think he starts game week 1? Because I don't.
That's the thing. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. And I'll look around for other midfielders too.
Yeah.
There's options. Mount, I might drop. I might drop Mount just because he had long Euros. I don't know why he was starting for England at the end. He didn't have
Mhm.
great Euros, but he played a lot.
Yeah.
I think Tuchel might rest him, so I'll have to replace him. Kane, I've kept in because I thought he might go to City. Today,
Yeah.
Nuno said he can start game week 1 for them.
Yeah.
And I know he can. Will he? He's a big one that I'm in and out on dropping, keeping, dropping, keeping.
Hmm.
I've gone back and forth all the time. Wilson's one I want to keep. I rate
I
Callum
like that.
Wilson
I
very
like that
highly.
pick. I almost took him.
I rate Callum Wilson very highly. He takes the pens. He was banging in the goals. Newcastle don't really well, actually they're getting Joe Willock, so they do have a new goal threat. Um,
True.
but like
He's
he
an FPL player to look out for. Six
he might
million.
be. No, he might be. He's not a bad value at all. And for those of you that don't know, as of today, today's August 9th, it's been reported by Sky Sports that Arsenal agreed to a $25 million euro deal for Will to go to Newcastle. So he's
Yep.
back there.
Yep.
He's permanently a Newcastle player. I'm happy for him. I hope he smashes it. I hope we have a buyback clause. Um,
Yeah.
I hope he smashes it. And then Calvert Lewin, I'm going to change. I'm going to look around. I need to see what Lukaku's price point comes in at. If I can
Yep.
downgrade my midfield a little bit, downgrade my goalkeeper a little
Or
bit,
just change that Kane
and
slot to
Get
Lukaku.
Kane out for Lukaku maybe.
Yeah.
But then I don't know if it's a game week 1 type thing. I don't know if I want to go into the midfield, and I'm going to change this a lot. I'll tweet out my team and I'll change this a lot, but I will tweet out my team before the thing
Yep.
ends. You guys can follow me on Twitter. We'll leave links to that
Well, yeah,
stuff below.
we're gonna plug our Twitter. I have not changed the at as of yet, but
Mm-hmm.
ideally it'll be borderline FP at
Yeah,
borderline FPL on Twitter.
we'll
So I
change
will
that. We're
get to
working
work on
on
that.
logos, everything. Like we said at the start, this is going to be our least professional podcast, but we'll
Yes,
get better as we go.
working on.
And then
I'm
my
gonna try and
bench,
yeah. Go
I'm
ahead.
changing it. I'm changing it. I'm changing it. I won't go over it. I'm changing all of it.
Okay,
Um,
fair enough.
but yeah, the only one that I'm really going to keep is Salah, the back line. I might keep. I might change Tarkowski. I might fear and try to get Shaw in there. 3
Yeah,
left backs. Why not?
yeah,
Um, yeah, like it's all subject to change. So I don't want
yeah,
to dive too much into it. But the
yeah,
one
for
pick
sure.
I am very excited about is Wilson. I very much
I
like
like the
Wilson.
Wilson pick for sure. I mean, if Newcastle score, it's either gonna be Wilson
Willock
or
or
Willock.
what? Almiron maybe. No, he doesn't really score goals, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no, not so much. But the occasional Gucci headband goal scorer.
Oh, dude, I love Saint Maximin. He's probably you mentioned your favorite player that isn't at Arsenal. Mine's him. I
That's
love
fair,
ASM.
dude.
I love
He's
his
just fun to watch, man.
his interactions on Twitter. I saw one. There was like this Newcastle fan. He was like this kid, white kid with glasses, and he tweeted something like, "People keep telling me that I look like Alan St. Maximin," and he replied on Twitter and goes, "Bro, I thought this was a photo of me." Like literally, I'm like, dude, like how can you not love this guy? Like I
Dude, he's great.
top player, like literal pure television entertainment. I
Yep.
love him. I love him. I hope he has a great season. I hope Newcastle have it. Newcastle are another potential relegation candidate, honestly,
Yeah.
but I don't know. We'll see. Steve Bruce does great, bad, great, bad. It's no one likes
True.
him.
He's
Sometimes I
kept
love
him
him
up
though.
for a good bit now, so
No, he's done a good job. He's the new Sam Allardyce. He'll come in, he'll keep you up, and you're happy.
yep. Okay. Well, yeah, that's great. To wrap up, we're gonna do our FPL player pick.
I'll let you
Actually,
go
no.
first on this.
First,
Oh,
let's start off with just a couple of teams that we are big on to start the season, just in terms of fixtures, to keep an eye out for. For me, it's going to be Liverpool to start, and then Aston Villa to start. Those are the two teams that I'm highlighting from game week 1 that you're going to want players from. I initially had a double up of Ings at striker, and then I also had um, the left back for Villa.
Target,
Yeah, Target,
Target,
Matt
Matty
Target.
Target. Yeah,
At left back, I swayed away from that just to get Luke Shaw in, which is kind of annoying, but I
that's
still
fair.
I
That's
still like
fair.
that pick. I think Emmy is a bit overpriced this year at 5.5. I mean, he's the second highest. He was the highest scoring keeper last year in FPL, so rightfully so. He got a big buff, but I don't think they keep as many clean sheets as they did last year. I think they'll still be quality, but I think
Hmm.
I think last year was a bit of an anomaly for Villa in terms of that. He'll still offer great save points. Emmy's a good keeper. I miss him. I miss him, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And then
anyways,
Liverpool.
yeah, and then Liverpool start off with Norwich, and they go into a couple good games as well. One to keep an eye out for is Jota at 7.5 in
I was
midfield.
looking at him. I was
Is
looking
he
at
if
him.
he
Is he
start if he's
starting?
starting at striker over Firmino, which I think Firmino may or may not be out with a knock to start the
He had a
season.
long. He played the full Copa. He started. He started
Okay,
a lot of games for Brazil in the Copa,
okay.
or featured a lot.
Um, well, yeah, definitely want to keep an eye out for. I mean, the problem with Jota is the game time. Is he going to solidify himself at number 9 for them this year? Maybe, maybe not. Klopp does still love Firmino.
He likes him. He
Um,
likes him though. We'll see.
but when Jota does start, he offers amazing fantasy potential
It's
and quality.
ridiculous value. Yeah.
So he's definitely one to keep an eye out for. And then also, like I said, Simkas, the
Left back.
Greek left back at 4.0, if he's starting for Robbo to start the season. But those are my two to keep an eye out for. Do you have anybody to start off with?
I was gonna say the same,
Yeah,
honestly, specifically Villa. I think they've done brilliant in the transfer market. I really want to see how they line up with all their new signings and stuff. So they're the team that I would mostly. I'm just gonna say Villa. I won't dive too long. We've been going for
yeah,
a minute here, so
yep,
I'll just say
yep.
Villa.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And then to wrap up, we'll go with our FPL player pick of the week.
I'll let you go
Now
first. Go
keep in
first.
mind you can only pick
You
this
cannot
player
repeat.
once for the whole season, so it is a little bit of pressure. I have not given mine a great deal of thought, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
But I think for game week 1, I'm trying to think of the best fixture. We've got Liverpool at Norwich. What else do we have? We have Arsenal at Brentford.
Brentford.
Um, who's playing Watford game week 1? Do you know?
Not off the top of my head. Man United plays Leeds. Spurs play City. Um, yeah, I don't know the other ones off
All
the
right,
top of my
here's my
head.
pick. You ready?
Yeah.
Mason Greenwood,
Mason Greenwood
game week
against
1
Leeds.
against Leeds.
Wow. That's fair. That's fair. I get it. You don't want to go for like the biggest boy off the jump. I get it. You want to save some of those, but no, I don't hate that pick. I don't know if he starts. I think Cavani starts.
Well, I
Um,
think he'll start off the right.
I don't know. They have options. They have Sancho and like Ole shown that he will play Dan James every now and then.
I don't think he starts over. I think he starts over Dan James, 100%
We'll see.
for
We'll
me,
see what
anyways.
happens.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna go big for my first pick.
Okay. Go ahead.
Um, when Liverpool play Norwich, they score goals. It is that simple. It has been that way every time they faced
You
them.
gonna pull
There's
out the
never.
king to start?
I'm pulling out the king to start. My captain of my team.
Wow.
I'm
All
having game
right.
week 1. When Liverpool play Norwich, there are goals scored. We saw it 2 years ago in game week 1 when they put 4 past them, Every time they played them, I think
Yep.
it's like a minimum of 3 goals. I'm going Salah.
Okay.
I'm going Salah
That's a
against
strong pick to
Norwich.
start out.
I know it is. That's why I
I
don't
like
like
it.
it, but I need to do it because
Yeah.
like they're
Hey,
playing. If it
start
because
strong.
if it was game week 4 and Liverpool was playing Norwich, it would sound reasonable. It's like, oh, okay, well they played a couple
Hey,
games. You
no,
got other
totally fair.
guys,
I like the pick. I like the pick
so
for sure.
I've got to go
Um,
Salah.
all
I've got to
right,
go
he's
Salah. They
he's
score.
going Mohamed Salah. I'm going Mason Greenwood. So those are our picks. We'll see how it ends up in our next episode before game week 2. But guys, thank you for tuning in. Like we said, this is going to be a work in progress, so bear with us. I'm working on getting a studio mic. I know for the most part, Ben's going to be off his laptop because he
Yeah,
is traveling nonstop. Um,
yeah,
but
yeah.
maybe in the
I'll be
future we can
settled. I'll
we
be
can
settled in
improve
about
the
3 or 4
audio a little
days.
bit here. We're gonna work on some branding. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and change one of my. I'm currently on Twitter at FPL Psychic, but I'm gonna go ahead and change it to our podcast name, and that is gonna be at Borderline FPL. Ideally, as long as it's not taken, we will update you if it is. But that about wraps up the first pod. Ben, is there anything else you want to say?
No, man, just thank you to those of you that tuned in. If you have any questions for us, you can find us on our personal Twitters. I'm
Mhm.
Ben Drabick. He's Chris Calloway. You can tweet us there. Send any questions you have in the comments below. We're happy to address anything, discuss anything. And
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
thank you all for bearing with us.
Yeah, just to wrap it up, give us y'all's player pick of the week. See if you guys beat us. That can be an ongoing thing with
Yeah.
our comments, with our viewers.
Let me
Give
know
us
if
your.
I'm insane for picking Salah first
I
week. Let me
I
know.
think it's a great pick. To be fair, I just didn't want
It's
to go
it's
with the
Norwich. If it
rumor.
wasn't Norwich, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
If it
fair.
wasn't Norwich, I wouldn't do it.
That's totally fair. Anyways,
Yeah.
guys, thanks for tuning in. We are Borderline FBL Podcast. My name's Chris again. That is Ben, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.